Okay, so now we need to add a delay to open the second activity after 3 seconds. So for that we need to understand a bit of thread theory. So what is a thread on Android? A thread is a sequence of program instructions. So you can imagine a thread like a line where all the instructions are being executed. So basically Android is running everything in a single thread, in a UI thread. All the views, all the activity is created in that thread. If we want to do some background work, we want to do one animation and downloading some image at the same time, then we will need to use another thread. We will teach different mechanisms to do that and how to communicate that thread. So we have one thread which is executing our application, and what we want to do is post a message in the thread, post an instruction to be executed after 3 seconds. So for that we can use handler, which is a class included on Android that allow us to schedule message to be executed at some point in the future, and also allow us to send message from one thread to the other. So imagine that you are downloading an image and your application, you have a game, you are playing the game, but at the same time the game is downloading an image on the background. So there will be a second thread which will download the image, and we will can send a handler to the main thread to say your image is ready. Okay, so we are just interested in schedule a message and runnable to execute at some point of the future. So for that we need to start creating a runnable, which is going to be the message that is going to be executed in the future. So okay, we don't need this for now. We are just going to create a runnable. Runnable, I'm going to call it execute runnable 3 seconds. New runnable, and when you click on enter, this is going to create a runnable with a method run inside. So put semicolon at the end of the method, and now we are ready to write on the method run what do we want to execute after the 3 seconds, which is next activity. So basically a runnable object has a run method, which is the method that is going to be called after these 3 seconds of any time. So now we have the runnable. The runnable is the message to execute, and we need to use the handler now. So handler equals new handler. Okay, and now to that handler we are going to send a message to the future. So we use the method post delayed, and as you can see, the input parameters are a runnable and a delay of milliseconds. So we are going to use our runnable and some delay in milliseconds, in this case 3000 milliseconds, which is 3 seconds. Okay, so this is ready to be launched. So what is going to happen? The activity is going to create on create. We are going to post a delayed message for 3 seconds that is going to start next activity. Okay, so we launch the application. So we can see this screen for 3 seconds, and then we go to the main activity. Now to finish, I want you to stop this activity after each launch. So when we are going to quit the application, we don't have to press back twice. So when this next activity is launched, I want to finish this current activity. Okay. And to finish, I want to show you another way to do this, which is basically the same functionality but writing in a different way. So imagine that I don't have this. So I'm going to comment it with command or control /. So this block is commented at the moment. This is not going to be executed. It's just a comment on the code. Okay, so if I had to do this runnable, probably I will do something like that. New handler, post delayed, new runnable. At the end, I will add the delay, and that's all. So basically, this is exactly the same as this one. What is the difference? Here we have created an object handler and we have called the method postDelay. Here we are not declaring the object in a variable. We are just creating the object and directly to that object calling the method postDelay. Here we are creating the handler, but we are assigning the handler into a variable myHandler, and then we are calling postDelay to that variable. So this is basically works the same, but it allows you to write less piece of code. This is up to you, depending if you are going to have an activity with a lot of lines of code. Maybe you want to make the code more simpler, but if you don't understand programming very well, it's better to declare every variable, so it's easier to know when something's going wrong. It's totally up to you. So again, we are calling postDelay, and postDelay is expecting a runnable. Here we have declared the runnable in a variable, but here inside the same input parameter we are creating our object. So basically what we are doing down here is creating the runnable object right here. Then we have the delay and this finish. So it's totally up to you. If you probably with more practice you will start making the method every time more smaller and understanding the programming concept. So it's totally up to you, but just to let you know in case that you see that in another Android example. Okay, we are ready to continue.